welcome to another episode of On the Spot, and we're just picking up on where we began last time. And again, I just kind of to refresh you if you're just joining me for the first time, working on a watercolor paper which is called it's hot press, and it's different than cold press. And, again, like I said, I should have done my research to know the reasons and all that, back up any reasons what the difference of the paper is, but I'm just going by what I feel. I noticed the difference in quality, so it's sort of like I was very excited to get that paper because it's different than what I have before. So, and then to see how different it is, it almost feels when you get the texture of it, it almost feels very much like a poster board or regular, kind of a thick paper, because the cold press is really textured and detailed, which and I'm still debating. It's like it's really interesting, and yeah, so it's interesting how this is coming about, and seems to be pretty good. So we're gonna move on here and continue. And thank you for anybody who's just joined me and subscribed to my channel. Okay. Let's see. Just getting everything all together here, and I usually like to, when you draw or paint, it's a good time to just gather your thoughts and of the day or anything going on. And believe me, there's always something going on, and it's a good way to kind of almost find it kind of like a meditation. You're drawing, you're kind of thinking, your mind, your thoughts are there. It's your own little place to escape your own world. I think we all need that, whatever it might be, just that little place for us to go. It's almost like really to be honest, like a place of solitude, just to go in your mind and just take in. Okay. I really hope that you guys are enjoying these series of videos, because I enjoy making them. I'm just I hope to give you guys inspiration or whatever it might be. Just to give you some encouragement, or you just like the whole process of how a painting comes about. And I enjoy it too, because obviously as an artist, you love to create, you love to see, creation take place, and that's where it's really fun, just to do the little detail, the little textures, to form whatever you're doing. So again, it's a little bit different paper, so keep saying everyone's like tonight. But anyway, a little different paper, but just a little different textures and details in there. So okay. See, I'm kind of used to how the cold press paper is, and then I want to kind of go do the things that I would normally do with, cold press paper, or so used to doing the robots, and it's kind of a different feel, to be honest. But it's given me such a different variety and a different feel that I actually like what's happening too. So you kind of go through part frustration, part trying to you just know something's new, something's kind of neat about how the textures come about. It's a little it's different, but it's like this could be really really something if I take my artwork into new direction, new places at times. We all have to step out from what we were doing before, because it's a part of growth. You can't just stay doing one thing. I mean, you could, but you're not really going to grow too much as an artist if you stay in one place, keep doing one thing, or not branching out to other things. So I'm still doing robots, but I'm doing it in a different. Yeah, if you guys are really interested with what's going on with my robots, please check out my website, hrobotica.com. And I'm eventually started getting a storyline. I want to definitely do that, and it's starting to form in my mind. Just how I'm going to come about that, and it's going to be exciting. I hope. Go from there. Just you start one thing and see what happens. It's neat how your artwork can take a life of its own in some ways, just to, you know, you allow yourself to kind of get involved into your painting, and then you just sort of, it's how it forms, you're just forming the details. Yeah, I hope to encourage you if you really have a desire to paint or draw or create something, just go ahead and do it, just don't worry about what people might think, or, just, oh, can I do this right? You know, a lot of times if you have an idea or you have this kind of thought in your head, then just do it, just paint it, because you don't want to lose it, you have that idea for the moment, and you don't want to, like, then you come back to it and you go, oh, I did have this good idea, and just it's kind of like recording what you were intended to do, and just allow it to form, to happen. And again, it's a process. I mean, this whole thing is a process of these robots. I mean, they just don't happen overnight. They don't, just like all of a sudden, just there you go. I got a robotic arm. I mean, the robotic arm, or I have a metal. And, sorry, I'm a little tired tonight, but just felt inspired to paint. There's a lot going on in my mind, I guess, and even in the midst of being tired, I'm still kind of, active in my thoughts, and I feel like just taking you along for the journey. my art journey here. So thank you for being patient with me. If you follow me, you know that I'm just I ramble on. Sometimes I don't say the right things all the time or whatever. But I appreciate that. I mean, appreciate you guys following me, and it's just yeah, bring this guy to life here. Yeah, your passion to draw something might be totally different than what mine is to do. Like I said, I started robot. Gosh, it probably goes back 20 over 20 years ago, maybe long. Well, actually longer. 30, 35 years ago, whatever it was. And as a teenager drawing these robots, and this one robot I really remember, and I never finished it, and it was sort of like always wanted to come back to it. It's like one of those things you always think I'm gonna come back to it, I'm gonna come back to it, but I never did. So, and it's sort of been archived in my brain, just to go back to that drawing, and to finish it, but I never did. Time moved on, went through high school or whatever, and never really finished this particular drawing, so. And actually that one was done in pencil, so very interesting. I really am not not that I don't like pencil, working in pencil, I just don't have the patience for it, I guess. And ironically, I paint with watercolor, which takes a lot of patience there too. So I just don't feel. I guess I'm not saying I don't have patience. I'm just not a. It just doesn't appeal to me as much as. I love to feel the paint. I love to see it form on the paper. I love this when I'm bringing in the colors. I love adding the details. I love adding the textures. I love the way it feels as it just goes onto the paper, onto the brush. And that's the excitement of it. I mean, it's just like, probably playing an instrument or singing or whatever it is that you do, and creativeness, that you're doing. And you just love that whole process of it. It's something in your mind that you just like, man, this is it. This is what it is about. And probably if you asked, any bands or any groups or singers or even other artists or anything, what is it you enjoy about it? And they probably would say it's the creative process of it. It's just doing it. I mean, if they can make money on it, then they can perform, or they can do art, or they could just make money. That's great. But honestly, if you're not making any money from it, would you still do it? And for me, the answer is yes. Even if I'm not making any money, even if there was no money involved, I would still. And really, to be honest, if you look at my gallery, my online store, or anything, a lot of those were not commissioned by anybody. They were just something I decided to do. So that is the creative process. It's the fire, the flame that kind of just gets you excited about doing the artwork, And it takes time. See, it's kind of contrasted. This is very close to the color there, so the visor there, so I'm gonna be careful. And he's definitely forming, you know, just the techniques involved. Sometimes I just need different colors, maybe some purples. I didn't really pull purple there before, but I really like it. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, kind of is going to work. Well, remember, if you haven't watched my on the spot videos, remember this one. This one actually had so many colors involved, and it was so much fun to do. You know, you have your green, you have a little bit of purple, you have your blue, you have your yellow, you have your red and a little bit brown, and it just all formed this texture into the painting there. So that's a lot of times when you look at in live for colors, there's a metal, there's an object or a car, whatever it is, it's gonna reflect a lot of different colors around it in the atmosphere, or so you have to kind of work from those other colors. A lot of this, to be honest, this is really my first time even, these videos really my first time even giving any kind of instruction, if you call it that. I mean, I hope so. Sorry, my mouth's a little dry. But my first time really giving any instruction what I do, so I find it kind of a neat opportunity to tell you what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, and a lot of times I just do it. I don't really think about it. But to actually have to tell you how to do it or how I'm doing it is different. So it's I consider it a bold sorry. Between these winds and stuff that we're having, and smoke outside sometimes, it's kind of a challenge. Okay. Yeah, just build different colors, kind of pull from it. One word of advice I would do if you're working on a painting, not to overwork a certain area too much. Don't try to, keep going over one area. I would probably definitely try to just, move on from that one particular area if you were doing it. So. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely coming along. It's, this is a robot. It's kind of, and I do encourage you to follow me on Instagram, because I do have some, there's some images that I have, but I also have a little story going on. So if you guys like to see a little bit more what's going on in that world and the robots, and really kind of how they're thinking. So, perhaps maybe one time I'll do a little video, maybe just maybe giving a little reading of my story for YouTube. So that might be a good way to do it, if you guys don't mind me narrating my own stuff here. So That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, it makes you wonder, in light of this whole COVID and how we have to take precautions for safety, of course, and of course the entertainment industry and everything is all being hindered, and how we're going to make movies and, you know, such which we really enjoy, you know, movies and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it's going to take place. And but you know, if you're an artist, sorry, excuse me, I have a fan right on me. I guess that's probably why it's. But if you're an artist, you don't have to worry about social distancing. You're just you're you're already there. You know, you're already just creating by yourself. It's an awesome thing. So, but what I was saying is that sometimes you just got to relate to the, you know, reading a book or something like that, or uh, reading a comic book or whatever it is, or um, like, you know, listening to audio books or something like that, and you just kind of have a visual feel. So sometimes we have to, our medium, our media is differently, you know. Maybe we don't have all the movies now and all this kind of stuff if you guys like that, but you have other forms and other sources of entertainment and of our creativeness, you know, juices to flow, you know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it does. I'm just kind of rambling. Anyway, I could really work on this probably all night and, you know, make a really long video. But I do appreciate you guys just kind of joining me, listening to me ramble. You know, I feel like I'm visiting with you, and hopefully you feel the same. Just a lot going on, and I don't want to go into details. I just feel like, you know, this is a way for me to find a little escape in, you know, whatever it is. And I hope you can too. I hope you can find yourself deep inside painting. I know when I, in high school, started listening to, was the best times for my artwork, and my most creative times were when I was put on some music and listened to some artists that I liked, bands, and whatever, and just started painting. I mean, I paint for hours, and just the creativeness would come out and flow, and a lot of times from the music, from the what I'm thinking, and from what's going on in the day. And I hope that can happen with you. Just don't keep thinking, oh, I can't do this. Think that I can do it, and do it. I mean, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, if you don't think it looks like good. It's gonna, you know, someone's gonna like it. And archive it, keep it. And then you can come back to it and look at what you did before, and see how you're growing as an artist. And that's the neat thing. Please do that. Archive it, whatever you can. Scan your images. Take photos of your images on your cell phone. Archive it so that you know where you've gone, your journey, your art journey. Just do it. Just and then it's amazing to see where you've gone and where you come from. I mean, what you know did a few months ago, a few years ago, and your style and how you changed and how you grew. So again, I'm just kind of rambling tonight. I apologize for that, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos. I hope you guys please subscribe. And I don't mean that in a very demanding way. I'm just asking I feel encouraged, actually. It just encourages me that you guys are listening, you guys are paying attention, and I appreciate it. I just and we're moving on in our life, our world, whatever we're doing, but we can still do art. Art can be part of our lives. It can be part of our existence and who we are. So, because ultimately, You know, after your life is gone, a few things will remain. And if you're an artist, I would hope that your paintings would remain. Somebody's going to look at them years from now, if they remain that. They're going to go, wow, who did that? What artist did that? And I hope somebody would look at that years from now and go, what is this? All right. Well, thank you for joining me on the spot tonight, and hope that you have a very good night, and night or morning or wherever you're at in the world. And thank you for joining me, and have a good night.